baby.
We're back. For my hair being freshly washed, this looks crazy.
I was just thinking
terrible.
it looks great, to be honest.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Thank you. I need to get, look at this. I need to get like an inch cut off the bottoms. It would just really help. Because all I see is this. Anyway, not important. I just looked at my head and was like, oof. How's it going? How are and everyone welcome. We're not just talking to each other.
We just talk to each other. I'm I'm definitely not pulling up stories at the moment. I have my life together.
No, yeah, you also just moved your camera a lot, and I just needed you to know that.
Yeah, I'm pulling on my screen.
You saw it.
Because I have trash in the background, I could move the trash. But
okay. Oh, my light. So the reason I'm not like pink today is because my light just decided to stop connecting to my Wi-Fi and just stopped working. It's not burnt out.
Fancy.
It's just decided to quit. So we're just kind of dimmed. If I could show you
Sad.
If I could show you what this looks like, it's just a rag over a lamp, and that's what today is.
My other light burnt out of the batteries, my little heart, and I'm not going to replace them anytime soon.
I have not mentioned I like your middle one.
My cat moon? Thank you. Okay.
Yes.
I got it in Branson, Missouri.
We love Branson. Okay, the thing is, I will be there soon. So
I'm already planning a vacation to go there again. Branson's my once-a-year vacation.
Oh, Branson is vacation.
So the Apple Tree Mall in Branson, shout out. They had neon lights, and it's the Sailor Moon cat. I don't know the name of it because I'm a fraud.
Love.
But it's so cute. It's all so.
Oh,
shout out.
Adorable.
$12.
Yeah, shout out to Apple. What is Apple?
Apple Tree.
I know exactly what
Apple Tree Mall. There's
Apple
that little where you can buy out your timeshare as well. You can get out of timeshares, and then there's a Chili's.
And then there has to be an old time photo shoot somewhere.
It's across the street.
Yeah.
I love Branson. I'm never gonna stop going there. And honestly, every time I go, I'm like, should I move there?
No, don't move there because there are also Confederate flags everywhere.
Oh, I mean, I would take down the Trump store immediately.
Oh yeah. It. That's hilarious. We are going like in the next month. They're doing Chronicles of Narnia. So it's like a little Christian, but it's like in like play/big puppet form. That makes it sound creepy. But yeah, my mom sent it to the group chat and I was like, sign me up. When are we going?
We go once a year. I'm like planning it to try to go soon. I love Branson.
We could have a whole
we should do an episode. Am I the asshole Branson, Missouri?
Am I the asshole Branson, Missouri? Literally. And okay, we're just gonna write that in. Any other time we don't write that in though, hi, welcome. Real quick. I forgot what we're doing. Do you have any talking points? I forget that we're talking to other people. Sometimes I legit am like, it's just the two of us.
Per usual, I thought of some early in the week. I was like, that's going to be so good. You'll remember. So no, I will turn it over to you because I know you had an important message for our kids here listening.
I did. But I also do the same thing where I'm like, I don't need to write that down.
Oh, I remembered it. After I always let you talk, I'm always like, I know what it is now. No, mine was going to be life advice because I've been spending a lot of time with younger generation right now. That makes me sound like creep. I mean adults, like Gen Z. I'm not hanging out with kids. I just want to give life advice of it's okay to care. It's okay to be a little goofy, a little cringy. Just be.
Yeah.
Life's too short to be giggling because if I see you doing this at me, I'm going to assume you're making fun of me and I'm going to be like, you should care about stuff. All right? Don't laugh at me either. I'm sensitive.
I'm sensitive. Wait, what do you mean? I care very deeply. So I'm interested in what you mean.
Okay.
Like I care very deeply about my job and I take my job and what we do there very seriously, but I am going to do the whole thing giggling. I can't be serious every day. I can't let certain things, because then it just feels like it's on my shoulders. So
Yeah.
I go through every day, I'm making jokes with everyone in the office. That's like the vibe. But I take the job very seriously. I know you're talking about like also just other things in the world. But I'm interested in what you mean.
So this week I like to be parts of silly little corporate groups, things that are about, marginalized people, groups about that. So I had to present to our interns who are obviously young, early 20s, maybe, I don't know how old they're. And we were presenting on all the fun stuff, and it's cringy. It's corporate stuff. It's the stuff that makes me not want to throw myself out the window sometimes of work.
Yeah.
And I could see them like giggling at stuff, like not friendly giggling. It was like, and I wanted to die on the spot. Not really, but I just was like, hey, one day you guys are going to be working here, and these silly little things that you find silly, I mean, they're important. We're making people feel comfortable at work who are,
Right.
But like, it just made me realize how like we buy into the corporate cringe, because that's just what we are. Like, we just buy into stuff. We like to have a good time. And if there's any scenario where you get to be a human at work, I take it up. And I feel like, and I don't want to generalize because I know not, but like, I do feel like there's a sense of like being embarrassed to buy into that and like not wanting to conform. And I just think the generation, I don't know if it's just being exposed to social media so much sooner, but it just feels like it's living in a way to not want to be embarrassed. And like, life is just embarrassing. Yeah. Let's just be everything.
Yeah. True. I think that may be just a young thing trying to come into because I know at some point, like in high school, I was goofy. Like, we were very goofy.
We always had fun,
and then I got to college. Yeah. But it was the comfort of the people around me that helped me be that, because then I got to college and I like stopped being goofy. Because I now like had to make friends and I had to meet people. And it just was kind of, you have to get over it. So I think it may be not that I know, literally, now I'm the goofiest, I don't care. It's just kind of that, like, you just buy into it and have fun.
Yeah.
So I agree with you. I just wasn't sure, like, what that looked like.
Just be cringy, because who cares at the end of the day?
Be cringy. I agree. I say I agree and then I get nervous, but out in the world, my headphones are in when I'm at the grocery store and I am shaking ass in aisle 7. Like, I don't care anymore, and I think that's a fun time.
I think that's just getting to 30, to be honest. It's just being like, yeah.
Okay. I saw a thing that was like, when you're 29, she had like earlier ones too, but that doesn't apply to us anymore. Early ones, and she said 29, you're 30, and when you're 30, you're now in your or your mid 20s, because you at 29 you have all of the what am I doing with my life? What's this time? And then you hit 30 and you say, oh, nothing changed. It's fine, and so you can like live your life again. And I love that that's where we are. I have been out more this year than I have in the last couple, because I think there was like that pressure.
Yeah.
And now I'm like, there's no pressure.
Yeah.
There's no pressure, and we're all just out having a great time. Yeah. So, that's hilarious. I'm glad we absolutely saw the same video, and I think that's fun. Okay. Quick. I wanted to, so right now, today, when we are recording, there are a couple things that are happening this week, and not this week, this month, and today specifically. Today is June 19th, which is Juneteenth. I kind of wanted to talk about these couple things since I know that we have an audience not in the US, and also because these are things we were not taught. And so I think that a brief little summary of a couple things is not bad. So today is June 19th is called Juneteenth for short. I just want to go over a brief little summary of what that is and why it's important. And then I have thoughts about the US today. Anyway, Juneteenth, short for June 19th. Oh, this comes from history.com. Juneteenth, short for June 19th, marks the day when federal troops arrived in Galveston, Texas in 1865 to take control of the state and ensure that all enslaved people be freed. The troops' arrival came a full 2.5 years after the signing of the Emancipation Proclamation. Juneteenth honors the end to slavery in the United States and is considered the longest-running African-American holiday. On June 17th, 2021, it officially became a federal holiday. So just as a reminder, the Emancipation Proclamation was issued by President Abraham Lincoln on January 1st of 1863 and established that all enslaved people shall be then, thenceforth, and forever free. So I just wanted to give a little...
Yeah.
That's why, and I feel very... lucky in my state that our governor allowed this to be a day where it's a federal holiday, but not all federal holidays get taken off per the states, and ours did. And I think it's really important to not just have a holiday about it, but know what it is. There were people in my office who didn't necessarily know, so there's that. My little tidbit is that it's still very important today, but also kind of goes to this kind of off the rails. But whenever I think of Juneteenth, I think of it as a holiday then, but then I also look at what we look like right now in the U.S., even more now in the U.S., that I looked up how many people right now are incarcerated for cannabis-related issues and are still incarcerated, and there's about 37,000 in the United States, and most of those states it is legal. And so, and most of those people are people of color. Mm-hmm. And so I kind of equate, it's not equal, but Emancipation Proclamation that was done 2 years before, over 2.5 years before, and people were still enslaved because they just were never, it just never got to them. And now in our states, in some states, not ours, cannabis is legal and people are selling it however they want to. People can be high. It's the same as drinking. And there are still people incarcerated for weed and they have to live out that sentence until it's done. And so I just want to bring that to attention because I think people forget that. People see that weed is legal recreationally in certain places, whether or not you use, you partake. But I think it's really important to know that people who were incarcerated before don't just get out because it's legal. So that's that. And then a very quick also, June, which is Pride Month. Happy Pride to all in the LGBTQ community. I think of that often. This also just kind of, I was thinking about the topic today, and it may come into place. I am a part of the LGBTQ community. I talk to many people many times. So this just kind of being a part of today's topic, and also it happens to be June. So I wanted to quickly, I don't think a lot of people know why they know why it's important, but not like why it's in June and why we have this and why it's a big celebration. Being gay used to be illegal. It's just fun fact, in the US used to be illegal. So I want to quickly talk about the Stonewall riots, which were kind of the catalyst into the gay liberation movement and kind of who was a part of that, which also ties into the US specifically, but also the world today. In 1969, a riot at the Stonewall Inn, later known as the Stonewall Riots, became a turning point in the fight for LGBTQ civil rights. Though few records of the actual raid and riots that followed exist, the oral history of that time has been captured by the participants, both those who rioted and the police. The Stonewall riots ignited after a police raid took place at the Stonewall Inn. The tension from ongoing harassment galvanized the LGBTQ community to riot for 6 days. The protest through the streets of New York City is memorialized as the annual gay pride parades that are now celebrated around the world. So, this quote from Virginia Apuzzo, apologies, says, it's very American to say this is not right. It's very American to say you promised equality, you promised freedom. And in a sense, the Stonewall riot said, get off our backs, deliver on the promise. So in every gay pride parade every year, Stonewall lives. So there's that. Also very important, one of the main leaders in the community, but also no one knows who threw no one knows how the riot of the Stonewall riots started, but a major member of that was Marsha P. Johnson, and she was a Black trans woman, and I think that everyone should know that Black trans women, trans people were a huge part of getting us to where we are today. You know, that's getting taken away now, but hey, you know, before everything that's going in the world now. And so that's me on my little soapbox, because I think those two things I wasn't taught about. I had to learn about those things. So thanks for letting me speak for like 10 minutes.
Yeah, no, I think it's important to have that kind of knowledge, especially with the state of the world today, like knowing where we've been and looking for signs on potentially where we're going. So I'm glad you shared. Okay. Well, welcome. You have been listening to Oops All Opinions. This is episode 17. I'm Relaxed. That's that one chick. And what can they do if they disagree with our opinions?
They can riot while arguing with themselves.
Yes. Yep. So, this week we did have voting again. Thank goodness democracy is back on this podcast. It was scary for a little bit. Back. The cuties were
as
back.
We just talked about. As we just talked about, next time we're talking about Branson, Missouri.
Oh, well, that's only if the cuties vote for it, because their opinions matter. One of the few places that women's voices matter, but different topic, different day. So this week we voted on they voted on app dating.
Not us. Not us. It wasn't us. It was other really cute people who vote.
Very cute.
In
very
Spotify
cute.
or other ways.
So if you don't want to miss out and you want to be part of the hot girl club, whether you're girl, guy, they, vote all the time, everywhere. Every chance you have to vote on our podcast, vote in the elections. Make sure you're registered to vote. But
please.
So I decided for my two stories.
One second. I think I interrupted you in telling what the topic was.
Oh, sorry. It's app dating, which, before I jump into that, do you want to share? Do you app date? What do you use? What do you think of app dating?
I do it and no one's having a good time.
Okay.
No, it's not. It's fine. I do use them. I don't get into too many, because I occasionally am a bad apper. Like I'll get on for a couple days and then I get off. I mostly use Tinder and Bumble, but also I feel like it's a big community for the state, and we're next to a bigger community, but I don't need to see the same person on all three. So I use Tinder and Bumble. It's fine. I mostly just I go with a purpose, but I end up just talking to people And that's about it.
Okay.
I know you're not app dating now, but when you did, and which ones did you use?
So
what did you have a good time with?
I was from the time when dating felt reasonable, is what I hear. I was on Tinder and I was on Bumble. I deleted Bumble because I was not about to message anyone. So really just Tinder. And I did actually meet my partner that way. So I snatched up one of the last good ones ever on there. So
yeah,
I always share my story and I always get hit with, well, but when did you meet him? Because that timeline apparently matters to everyone. And I'm like 2019 and they're like, yeah, it's trash now. So that's why I say like,
I think COVID did something to people.
Yeah.
Like because you couldn't go out, and I think people were just meeting up to be inside, and now that's like what men expect to happen, and we're like, no, the bowling alley's open.
Yeah.
You can go
100%. And I do want to make this PSA, and this is one where I will fight with everyone. I hear so many people be like, well, I only use Hinge because Tinder is for hookup. Hey, guess what, babe? All of them are. You get Hinge to me is a mask. It's no, I definitely want a relationship with you. Surprise, I want to hook up with you. They're all like that unless, like, you can find a date and someone to be in a relationship on any app. Plenty of Fish, Tinder, Hinge, Bumble, wherever you want to go. Tinder's not paying me. Tinder, if you want to pay me and pay for my wedding, please. But like,
you just see Tinder slide you some money.
Hey, thanks, girlfriend. But I just get so not that, again, I don't feel defensive about Tinder, but I'm like, hey, you're lying to yourself. Hinge is just pretend guys who are like, no, I definitely want a relationship. Hey, guess what? If you hook up, you're still in a hookup app.
Right. Hey, if you're going to hook up, it doesn't matter where you're going to meet. Yeah. Well, because also, like I said, I'm seeing the same people on each one. The 100%. App that I'm seeing them on does not change the person or their intention behind being on it. That's why I keep Tinder. I have one of my same I haven't gotten rid of it since, like, I've deleted the app, but I log in. It's the same login from college. Like, I changed my pictures. I'm not a cat. Like, you know what I mean? People go in and they delete the entire thing and then make a new one. So I see them multiple times. Shame. Anyway, that's a different story. But I don't understand people doing that. Kind of how I've had the same phone number since middle school and people think that's weird.
I'm too afraid to change it.
Yeah, I'm not going to change it. So anyway, sorry. I agree. It doesn't matter which one you're on. Because you found someone. Yeah. And it was a hookup. Hey. But people, that could be your intention getting on it, I guess, but it doesn't mean that's what's going to come out of it.
Here's my advice. And again, I shouldn't give advice on dating ever, but go into anything without expectations. Like, I don't want to sound depressed of like, 100%. You won't end up disappointed, but just go in being like, this could end up dating. We could end up not getting along. You can hook up if you're both consenting people, adults.
Your thing.
Just go in being like, I don't care what happens. And
I'm here for a good time. That's what I say.
Regardless.
Not that doesn't mean hook up. I'm just here to have a good time. That's what I go in. I wish, oh shucks, I should have been like getting screenshots of people's bios in the last couple days. Oh God. I do have one because I took it. Also, there's a little bit of tea. Okay. All right, I'll there's someone from a town close to us growing up that is on there, and I guess they work up here sometimes. But I only know them because they got YouTube famous for a second.
Oh, yes.
The one that got interviewed on the street.
Yep.
Yeah. And so that's the only, and also because of that, I know who you probably voted for. You know what I mean?
100%.
Like, so I'm not going to swipe on you. But every time I see them, I'm like, you were on the internet. And also, the other person who lives in this town that went to our school, Tinder's doing this thing where they like want you to buy their stuff, and so they give you a little peek into what it looks like, and I could see that they liked me.
Those
so
are
there's that. Yeah, this person, I did take a screenshot because I was just like, bud, what? I won't read the whole thing, but this is no, I'm gonna make you guess how old this person is. Okay. I watch rated R movies and go to church. I need a partner for all-inclusive resorts. I also have a dog who needs a friend. Hopefully you have one and they can play together. Turn down for what?
Has he killed a woman?
Yeah, I think so. Right? So I need you to... Absolutely he does. One thing about Bumble that I do enjoy is that you put your political affiliation. For Tinder, you don't. And so
it
is, but
their view.
This one's Bumble. Yeah. So then I'm judging you based on what you look like, and I'm so sorry. I don't want to date a conservative person, but this person was conservative. Also, please just give a guess of how old.
22. 42.
Above us. Not quite. 39. But that's too old to have that as your bio.
Not to be making that joke.
And that's... Nope. Turn down for what? That whole thing. I watch rated R movies and go to church. Jason, if you... that's what that gives.
See, I feel like I didn't need political affiliation on there to know if they're shirtless in the gym, voted for Trump. I know even the timing didn't make sense, but they probably did day and age. They're holding any like fish. I know that's the stereotype. Hunting, anything where they're out in the country showing you Trump. Pictures with a group of guys, probably Trump.
If they got
fraternity brothers,
got ice cold beer in their hands,
Trump.
I support our president. Just kidding. Yuck. But also, okay, in my head, the thing I want the most is a liberal cowboy.
That's a good one. Also, find you a cute gamer boy. The tall, nerdy gamer boys, they're never going to do anything wrong to you. Okay? And if they do, I'm not defending them. But most of the time, they're going to be at home playing games. But also be careful about what games they're playing. You'll know if they're safe or not. Call of Duty, not safe.
No, I did date a gamer for a while. Yeah. And his was like Call of Duty sometimes, but really it was like Red Dead Redemption.
Safe.
Which is fun for me. I love Red Dead Redemption.
Fortnite's questionable. League of Legends probably not. Minecraft safe.
I think
Halo's usually safe.
Halo's fine. Yeah.
Yeah.
Red Dead was fun.
I love Red Dead.
Not a liberal cowboy, but that was close
enough. Yeah.
Yep, close enough for me.
Okay, I'm ready to read this first story.
I'm just gonna be real honest. Sorry. Just also, I'm gonna look into the camera. Lily Gladstone, please give me a chance.
Oh, I love
and that's
that.
all I'll leave it at.
Hey,
if I would, so my George Clooney thing back in the day was really just a joke that got out of hand.
Okay,
did you know that?
I was thinking about every time I think of George Clooney, I think of you and being like, she was just really in love with this old man.
I know, and it really, like, sure, an attractive man, but I never thought of him. It was simply a joke that got out of hand. Also, no, the birds thing was very real at the time, but then I was like, I got over it, and I just couldn't tell anybody.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
So I'm fine now. But I'm so for real, and not in a creepy way. In a, I see this human, and I think they're beautiful and talented. Lily Gladstone, please give me a chance. I would give you the world. The world is my apartment and my 2 cats, but that's what I got. That's what I have to offer. Okay. Sorry, we can go. I just needed to get that out into the world.
So I'm gonna kick us off because it's odd.
Yes.
Am I the asshole for keeping using Tinder in a relationship?
I saw these. There were a lot of these. So, gotta go with yeah.
That's safe. Safe bet. Let's see. There is an edit, but I'll get to that later. I, 26 female, met my boyfriend, 27 male, in Tinder. In Tinder? I feel like on Tinder makes more sense. Okay. You were inside Tinder? Sorry. That's the difference of people being like, I'm in line versus online.
Agreed.
And that's weird. Where did you? Are you Tinder. An alien? Are you pretending to be a Helian? An alien?
You're a Helian?
Maybe. Okay.
Yep. No, I agree. On Tinder.
Met in Tinder like a year ago. For some first weeks, I didn't really think this will work, so I kept using the app, but soon just stopped swiping. We have also agreed on the concept of exclusive relations, as would feel uncomfortable in any kind of open ones. Apparently, it became obvious Tinder is a very good anti-stress. Once I got mad at him or upset at something, I opened the app with the initial idea. Oh dear, you're not the last man on earth. This might not be a human writing this. This might be an actual person pretending.
That's okay.
And close it soon with the great relief. Yeah, no, it's awful. With the great relief that my relations are actually very good, and I don't need to go through exhausting small talks and first dates again. Of course, I never try to match anybody or do it in front of him, only when I'm alone. I also shared some nice guys with my single friend. So far, it all looked as an ideal scheme to calm down and express my feelings in a constructive way. But last week, when we were in a journey, I don't know what
it may be a translation.
That's what it has to be.
I think it might be a translation issue.
But I'm guessing they maybe used, because I was like, that doesn't seem like a person with the first link. I showed something on the map from phone, and Tinder sent push with some advertisement. You're in a new place, explore it, or something like that. He looked upset for a moment, but made some jokes on it. I've explained I sometimes discuss guys with a single friend, so that's stupid but true. As I obviously can detect a nice guy, and we moved on. I wasn't feeling I was wrong until then. It looks like everything is good now, but I feel very bad as if I were him, I would be upset too. Some part of me says I should stop doing it, but another is saying it's wrong as this thing successfully worked. P.S. I also feel this is kind of childish. Okay, so before I give you the edit, what do you think?
Yeah, you're an asshole. Go to your boyfriend because you're just looking for validation. And you're doing it in a way that's also messing with the men on the apps. Mm-hmm. And that's not fair to them.
Edit, it was very useful to have a look from another perspective. Thank you for all the comments and questions. App is deleted. Conversation ahead.
Good. Yeah, you lied to him, though, because you said it was just for your friends. That was a lie.
Yeah, I mean, this one was a throwaway without reading through that, as a way of I knew what it was, but it made me, I read it because I wanted to have the conversation with you about when do you feel that it's time to delete the app, or where does that go in your mind?
I think it all has to be so if you are in a relationship,
done.
Hey, couldn't have that. I think that it's after a conversation about being exclusive, but don't delete it if you're the only one who thinks it's exclusive. You have to have a conversation with the person you're dating. Once you both decide and you realize, so OP, they talked about open relationship and it was a no, then you delete it. Or just, you delete it. Turn it off first, apparently. Turn off so no one can see you. Delete it. I feel like that's kind of the line. You both are agreeing that you're in a relationship and it's going to be closed. it's closed. You have to delete the app. Because at that point, you're just looking for what?
Yeah. Also,
like, what are you
should know if you're only doing it when you're angry at him, like, and the whole you're not the last man on earth, like, hey, go to therapy. That's crazy.
That was and like that shows your intention behind it. It's not just to. I saw a few on there just for validation. Okay, to get it for validation. First of all, no.
Break up.
But second of all, this is out of spite, and that's not cool. I hope that the boyfriend breaks up with this person.
100%.
But also, him being super nonchalant about it, not great.
No, and to be 26 and acting this way, and he's 27, like, girl, let's figure this out.
Let's get better conversation going on, or break up. I kind of hope he broke up with her. I'm not gonna lie.
Okay.
1 second. There we are. Okay. I'll go with the one that's not kind of the same. Okay. Am I the asshole for ignoring Tinder match messages and not unmatching? You have an opinion yet?
My initial gut is like, I mean, it's not polite, but like you don't really owe it to anyone to do anything. So, no.
Yeah. I haven't read it yet. I'll already let you know I do this. Okay. I don't know maybe not with the context, but I do this. A friend and I got into a huge debate about this, which he ultimately gendered and said that women are generally insensitive on Tinder because we ignore well-meaning messages too. He said he would 100% of the time prefer that in a cis-het context, the women unmatches. This convo came up because there was a guy who messaged me 3 times spaced out evenly within 1.5 months, and I ignored it and made some joke about his persistence. Edit, for clarity, I made the joke to my friend and not the Tinder match. I ultimately unmatched that guy without ever responding. He said my joke was cruel. If I'm not interested, I should unmatch and not get his hopes up. My logic is that Tinder is casual and people ignore messages for all types of reasonings. Not seeing it, losing interest, convo dies, etc. Person deletes the app. So I personally prefer the ambiguity of an ignored message than someone unmatching me. He said that from his end, men get fewer matches than women and may take them really seriously, thus putting serious emotional investment and effort into messages. Am I the asshole? Note, specific context applies to matching and not responding to messages, not matching. I don't know what that meant. I'll read it, but I don't know what it means. Anyway. Specific context applies to matching and not responding to messages, not matching, conversing in depth and setting up plans, then ghosting. I think I kind of followed that, but not
okay.
Really. So for not responding and not unmatching.
No, a match doesn't mean anything. It literally just means you both swiped on each other and you don't know the last time that person's been on the phone. Sorry, but the guy messaging, because you know what he was definitely saying. Hey, what's up? Hey. And like,
hey, how's it going? But even that, but did you tell me anything interesting?
Okay, and I'm sorry, I'm pretty sure those are killers because I remember in high school there was a guy that would do that where every single month he would say, hey, I didn't respond.
Yeah.
If you keep trying, like, I'm sorry, you can send, God, no, I feel like in this scenario, sending one message and getting no response is a response. Let it go. You don't need a message 2 more times to see if they're going to respond to you because guess what? They're not, you psycho.
Right. I was looking because I have a person who does this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I should unmatch this person I guess, but I don't go
It's not your
unmatch
job.
people.
It's
That's
not a big deal. That's
it's
it's effort.
it's too much. A match does not mean anything. This is
No.
very like icky yucky entitled. If I go on a date and pay for you, we have to do things type of
Yeah.
thinking.
Because it's not ghosting.
In my mind.
Unless you're having a
No.
conversation and you stop. But even then, I feel like there's levels to what's considered ghosting, in my opinion.
I agree. And like, if you ghost after just conversations got boring and you haven't gone out,
Like,
you're free to do that.
I think too, like, yeah, conversation dies out. But if you guys have like moved off the app to messaging, like you've taken that step and then you ghost, kind of dick. But like, I feel like if you're in the app and you're in the beginning stages of the conversation, it's not going anywhere. Who cares? Just let it be.
But also some people, I would agree about taking it off, but people wait till you take it off and then they text weird.
Yeah.
The vibe is not the same, the effort is not the same, and so I will ghost people if all of a sudden they're weird on texting. I had someone who was calling me out of the blue. Don't call me.
Yeah, I
told them don't call me.
Yeah. I guess I'm not a ghoster. I mean, like, even getting off the apps, I was just like, hey, I found someone. It was super nice to meet you if we'd already had a conversation, because I just don't want someone to feel bad. But that was it. If I'd never spoken to them, you're not getting anything. But if it was texting, then yeah, it's like you're kind of required to be like, hey, no thanks. Not required, but I'm just like,
I'll do it.
There's levels to do it.
There is levels, and it depends on what you're talking about, what the vibe is. Some people, it's like, if you're just saying, hey, how was your day every day?
No, 100%.
Fine. Yours?
Yes.
Good. That's that. That's fine.
Here's the most unacceptable ghosting, though, is making plans and then not following through, which I know we've talked about that. You suck and you should get your foot run over by a tire, because that's mean.
Yeah, that is true. That, like, on a date, like going out,
you
and,
make
like,
plans and then they just
terrible. Yeah, I'm fine with. You don't have to respond to people. First of all, they don't. I tell people this all the time, because a lot of people come back and they're like, oh, I'm really sorry, I was busy today, and I was like, you don't have to apologize to me. Like, we are strangers from the internet. I am not entitled to your time. I do not. You live your life. But that's different than ghosting, I guess. But
well, and I also think too, like, I hope I didn't close out of the wrong thing. No, we're still good. Things are being so slow for me, so I'm checking it. Are you still there? You're like frozen on mine. Okay, now I see you.
Am I still frozen? Okay.
But I feel like it's almost more hurtful if you go through and just unmatch with someone instead of responding. Like, at least if you don't respond, they might think you just didn't see it. Whereas if you go and unmatch, that just seems clear.
I agree. I don't like to unmatch people. I did go through my phone today and delete people off, like, Snap, and deleted their but I think that's fine. Yeah. Whatever. I was in a bad mood this morning deleting people.
Yeah.
But I don't unmatch people, because also that's effort in an app that doesn't matter. I just won't answer you.
Not the app.
You don't know who I am. You don't know. No, at all. Agreed.
My dogs are here. They have a lot of
having a great time.
They're having so much fun. Okay. That's fine.
Yes.
Am I the asshole? Girlfriend broke up with me and I created a Tinder profile.
Love.
My girlfriend of 1.5 years broke up with me on Monday, April 22nd, 2019.
Okay, shout out the receipts.
while I was on vacation to visit my father for Easter and stay an extra 2 weeks to spend time with him. I told her to please leave me alone after she broke up with me, as I needed time to forget about her. This morning I created a Tinder profile to try and find new people and possibly find a new girlfriend, and I'll let the texts speak for themselves. Well, I don't really want to click on a link. That seems suspicious. I don't think I'm going to click on it.
Okay, I don't blame you.
Edit. Some of y'all guys are asking what were the circumstances of the breakup. Well, she wanted me to make and break some habits, like making the bed more. She didn't live with me. She just came over to my apartment occasionally. Making more homemade meals. I do make homemade meals. She doesn't like anything I have, though, and I was willing to buy stuff for her, but she never wanted to go with me to the store. She said I was becoming less involved when we were having relations, showing more affection in public. I don't feel comfortable showing tons of affection in public. What is with everyone saying relations?
So weird.
I feel like are these old people?
I heard that, like, okay, Granny.
Twice. Both my stories talk about, is this the same person? Relations?
Relations.
I'm 3 states away from her at the moment. Her friend comes here for vacation and has Tinder and liked me on it. And I'm guessing she relayed that information to my ex. Edit. Full text conversation with some redacted personal information. If you saw my ex's name, try to forget about it. I want to respect her privacy and her anonymity. Anonymity. I'm on it, but I'm maybe. Can't say.
Anonymity. Anemone. I always think of Finding Nemo when I can't say words.
But I feel like he left some parts of it because I tried to read it phonetically and it does not write. It does not read right. So, what do you think about him and not wanting relations and then making a Tinder?
I think it's fine, especially if you were the one that got broken up with.
100%.
Make that Tinder, babe. Make it the day after. I don't care. You're allowed.
And hey, here's the thing. If you broke up with one and you made it super soon, you know, at least you know. The second party, at least you know that they were looking for something else. You know, it's not you.
Yep. I agree. But if you get broken up with, you're allowed to make that night. Like,
yes.
I'm all for, if you got broken up with, you can make a dating app immediately.
And also, could you imagine dating someone, going to their house and be like, you need to make your bed? Although she was probably preparing him to live together. And so she's like, I'm going to go ahead and start bossing him around and making home. He had a lot of pent up energy. Hey, King, get off Tinder. You're not ready to date anyone, to be real. Also, are you 12?
Hook up with someone. Hook up with someone. Give them your homemade meal and don't make your bed after.
Yeah. You guys weren't going to work out, apparently. And also, the fact, I do feel like him putting the exact date, hey, I feel like I know you. Like, I feel like I know your personality. Like, you're very specific. I think you need a special kind of love.
I do, too. And it's not from her. But also, hey, her friend liked him. Let's not skip that part.
Yeah, because that's not something for free. You get one, right? Maybe, because she could have screenshotted and showed her. She didn't have to like him.
But if she swiped on him and they matched, that means that you swiped on him. It's one thing to just, like, notice. I'll screenshot it if I don't want to like them.
Although, when we were being sneaky that time, you did swipe on the person to see. Also, hi, Queen Bushcamp. Thank you for the emotes. But when we were trying to see if he was being a sneaky sneak, you did swipe. Just for the play of it. We were playing Secret Agent.
Okay, you are correct. So if it was that sort of vibe, sure.
Sure, yeah.
But I just wanted to let that be known that they matched, I assume.
Yeah, they'd have to do that, or because I was like, he didn't say super like, but he seems like he's not old enough to be owning a phone, so I'm not sure.
This child has an apartment and doesn't make his bed.
And he
makes a
don't worry about his relations, okay? He's not comfortable with his relations right now, okay?
Okay, here's the thing. The whole not being enthusiastic about relations, is she talking about fucking? But then he also didn't want to kiss her in public?
Is she kissing other boys?
Were those two different things? Not being enthusiastic in bed is something to note. Someone not wanting to make out on the street is not something to note.
She sounds a little freaky and a little anal and wasn't getting any anal, and so she's done. That's what I think.
That's kind of like, I think that she got wow, I don't know what's happening, but like I'm really on men's side today. Like like I think that he's just like I don't I'm just I'm just living here and making food. He's like, I do make food. I do just live.
I feel like he's like pleading with us for us to pick a side. Like we don't know her side. I'm probably on your side in this. Like she broke up with you. You're allowed to get on there.
You're literally allowed to get on Tinder if you got broken up with. I think it's weird if you break up with someone and immediately get on Tinder. I think that's weird. I don't know why.
I don't think so. Depends on the gender.
I think that's weirder.
Here's why. A woman is probably been done for a while. So her breaking up with him might have been the 1.5 years together, but she was probably done at, 1.25 years.
Yeah, that's true. I don't know. I don't think there's.
I think if you're single, do what you want. Up with,
do whatever you want, dude. That's kind of. Yeah. Know what? You're out of a relationship,
and that's my thing. Because I'm like, you don't owe it to the other person, I guess.
No.
I don't know.
No, if it ever happened to me, I'd throw hands. But
well, yeah, but no, then you also eventually you'd be like, so I wasn't the issue. They were looking for something else.
Right. And also, if it's your relationship that then the other person gets on Tinder, you're allowed to feel whatever you feel, whether 100%. You broke up with them or you got broken up with. But from the outside looking in, you are a single person. That person can get on Tinder if they want to. You can get on Tinder if you want to. You're both single. You can feel however you feel if it's you in the relationship. But
I'm too scared to click on the text. It might have been helpful, but I imagine it was her being like,
no, it's okay.
Bella saw you on Tinder. Okay, what the heck? We just broke up. And him being like, I can do whatever I want. And I actually made Chef Boyardee tonight and I'm eating it in my unmade bed.
Yeah, I eat in bed and you should just ignore the little spills of SpaghettiOs.
100%. And I'm having relations with myself.
Lefty and I are getting it on.
Relations is crazy. Okay, sorry.
Relations is crazy because I don't know what they mean.
It's like an old person thing.
Actually, can you go back? Is it relations, comma?
Oh God, I closed out of it.
No, it's fine. But I'm like, okay, does he mean he wasn't enthusiastic in bed, and then he also wasn't enthusiastic out on the streets?
She said, I was becoming less involved when we were having relations, showing more affection in public, period.
Okay, so it's the same thing. Relations is showing affection in public. Who cares? Some people don't want to show affection in public. And I'm one person who there are some days I want to hold your hand and I want to go out. Then there are other days where I don't. Mm-hmm. And it just depends on the day. So maybe he's just having an off day. I don't think that's weird.
If they weren't already broken up, I would say break up. You're never going to match what she's wanting here. And that's okay. Nope. She's allowed to want those things. You just aren't giving it to her. All right. You ready to take us home with our last story?
Agreed. Yes. I'm going to give you an option. Okay? Am I the asshole for using Tinder to make friends when I'm in a relationship?
Yes.
We kind of hit on that. But also, am I the asshole for stalking my boyfriend on Bumble?
Oh, that's tough because no. Because the Tinder for friends, you don't go to Tinder to make friends. Hey, no, you sir, no, you don't.
No,
I don't.
Because like I said, I date everyone. So I get women or non-binary people on my thing, and I will be like, wow, so like I want to swipe on that, and then it says here for friends. I'm like, well, I don't want to be your friend.
Go to
I want to
Bumble
make out with you on
BFF.
my couch.
They literally have an app for that. You don't do
Go
Tinder.
to an app that is used for that. I don't buy it either. So actually,
let's do the other one, because I can sometimes get behind internet stalking. Depends. Don't do it, obviously, but I want to know.
Don't do it, but also if you do, let us know.
Yeah, but also go stake it out. Not the person.
Yes.
Online.
No.
Don't be a real stalker. PSA.
Don't be real. Okay. My boyfriend, 26 male, and I, 24 female, have been together for almost a year. We met on Bumble around this time last year. Things have been a bit rocky for us since I was laid off unexpectedly in July. My self-esteem hit rock bottom, and I've been acting paranoid towards this relationship as a result. You can check out my post history for more details of what happened prior to these past couple of weeks. I'm not going to do that. Last week, he moved to a new apartment and invited me over to check out his new place. There was a miscommunication between him and his roommates about guest policies, and as a result, I was thrown out of his apartment at 11 p.m., and I had a panic attack over that. We fought over this through the weekend, probably spent about 6 hours fighting. It wasn't really anyone's fault, but my trust in this relationship and him was severely damaged. He's currently away on a trip with his friends. Last night, I had a paranoia episode and went on Bumble to check his profile. He updated his Bumble profile to go on Bumble BFF earlier this year without telling, and it caused a whole scene. His location was updated to the island he's currently on, which could only mean he downloaded and opened the app on this trip. It was late at night, so I texted him to call me back this morning. This morning came and we called. I told him what I found. He was furious and called it strike 3. Strike 1. Love that they're telling me all of them. Strike 1 was when I found him updating his profile. Oh, I thought this was he said it was strike 3. Sorry. Strike 1 was when I found him updating his profile and called him at 1 a.m. 3 months ago. And strike 2 was when I went through his phone. Okay, it was him. His explanation was that he showed his profile to a friend who was going through a hard time with his relationship. He was understandably hurt by my distrust and my stalking behavior. He said he was done. I managed to convince him to stay, but he reluctantly agreed. According to him, we are on probation. Am I the asshole for stalking my boyfriend on Bumble and potentially blowing up my relationship with my insecurities?
First off, this whole time, I thought she was stalking her ex-boyfriend. If your boyfriend's on a dating app, stalk him. Ooh, I about said bad stuff. Slash his tires, so first off. Because what? Also, if someone doesn't understand gaslighting, link them this story. He's blaming you for, like, you're in trouble because you found him. Also, if you are having to use a dating app to find your boyfriend multiple times, hey, after the first time, be done. You can lie your way out of that one, I guess. Him being like, I was showing a friend. Get a better lie. That's crazy.
Literally.
Not saying to lie, but like, why were you showing your friend your profile? For what? And why is your profile not deactivated? You're in a relationship.
Right.
Why are you keeping that?
And also, so you can look at your profile without being active to other people.
Oh, interesting.
Which wouldn't update things. So I could turn it off so no one can see me and still go update my profile. Do that. You don't have to have it on so that people can see you. And clearly it was.
Like, well, that's strike 3. You found me online and found that I updated my stuff and now I'm mad at you. Girl, okay. Hey, you need to find a friend who's gonna slap you in the face or something, shake you. You need a friend that's gonna be like, hey, be for real right now. Listen to what you're saying. After the second, okay, also, again, we've said this before. If you're going through someone's phone, it's already over. Like, for the most part, like, you're on your way out. Most of the time. The first instance, bad enough. You have to go through his phone, find more stuff, be done.
Yes.
That one got me heated.
And also, that one, I kind of think you're both a little, in your own way, like, what are we doing?
She's anxiously attached, and he's cheating. He's the serial cheater.
Yeah. Yeah. She got kicked out of the 11 because his other girl was coming over.
100%. The roommate story is, if your man let you get kicked out at 11 p.m. without being like, let's just go to your place then. Let you just walk out into the night for no reason?
Right.
Is his roommate his wife?
Does his roommate have a ring on her finger? Like, kiss him on the mouth?
I don't that story was like, again, that would have been enough for me to be like, hey, hey girl, listen here. He does not like you. You are in his back pocket. He does not like you. You seem a little crazy yourself. I don't know if he did this to you. You're a little crazy. And I love you for that.
A little bit.
But move on.
Yes. Yep. Time to go. Wrap it up. Wrap it up. Wrap it up. Not also, good. You're both.
If your relationship gets put on probation, again, be done. What does that mean? Yeah.
And you're less than a year in?
I forgot about that.
People who are married, that like shit happens and then they're like, okay, let's take a step back. Sure. Blah, blah, blah. As long as no one's like a huge dick. But you're less than a year in and now you're on probation?
Absolutely.
Yuck.
I feel like, again, here's my dating philosophy. Relationships should not be that hard. But relationships should not be that hard less than a year in. You haven't been together long enough to hit a bump in the road like this.
No, this whole honeymoon period should still be happening, and honestly, he should be like being a help. Not that anything's expected of anybody, but like she's clearly going through it.
Yeah,
and I don't think he gives a
no.
He lost her job and whatever, like. The things that were happening all at the same time, and she's like, and then I got kicked out of his apartment and he let it happen.
Boo.
Babe. He sounds like a frat bro.
You do need to do some self-work because you do have a very anxious attached style, because if you have a panic that you think you're going to be left or avoided, or this paranoia, which granted he is doing stuff that's warranted to have paranoia, but you got to work on that because you're going to carry this into the next relationship. And also, again, no gym photos on their profiles. No fishing or hunting. None of that. Pictures that are confusing where you don't know which one's him. Don't do that one either. It's the ugly one.
It is. And here's the thing. Don't let those trick you, because first they put them as the first photo, and every time that happens, it doesn't matter. I will look at that photo. I will pick the most attractive one and then go to the next. And if it's not that one, you can't, because now you think one of their friends is hot.
That's a good point. Ooh, that's smart.
You can't choose one and then it not be the one you chose. So that's been my philosophy on that, where it's like, okay, choose the hot one and then click next.
No,
and if it's not him or not them, you gotta keep going. I don't know what we've learned today.
These were all really bad relationships. If you're in a relationship, delete your account, delete the app. Have conversations about what your relationship is. Early on. Well, not too early. Hey, crazy people, not super early.
But you can have the conversation of, hey, I'm still seeing people.
Yeah, no,
I just want you to know.
Do that. Or be like, hey, I don't think I want to see other people. How do you feel? Have those conversations.
Be honest about them. Be honest about them, because then you get someone I talked to that we both agreed we were seeing other people. And then all of a sudden, when I was like, hey, no thanks, they said, but I was not seeing other people. I just wanted to be with you. Don't do that.
Yeah, don't do that. Just be honest.
Don't do that.
Be honest. Don't go on a dating app if you're in a relationship for whatever. Don't lie.
Oh my God. I feel like we shouldn't have to say that. And like we've had to continue to say that for the last hour. Don't get on a dating app if you're in a relationship.
Yes. And if you're going to use Bumble BFF, tell your partner. I don't care that you're using it for nice reasons to find friend. It's still an app. It's still, that's what happened in this one where she said he was on there. I don't buy that either. But like, tell them before you go on it, because that will save you a bad conversation and broken trust if you're just like, I'm actually gonna go on here. So that one.
Don't have expectations. Go in, just be
easy
yourself.
Breezy, beautiful.
Have a good time. Yeah. It doesn't matter which app you're on. If people are there to hook up, it doesn't matter where they find you.
Hey,
that made it sound like a creepy person.
If you say hey and someone doesn't respond, let them be. That is a response.
It is, because maybe they didn't see it, or they did see it. They did see it. And here's the thing: come up with better intros, not pickup lines. Pickup lines aren't it. Hey also isn't it.
No.
Sorry. Be creative. Use that brain. If you want to be in a relationship, do you want to be in a relationship with someone who you guys just say, hey, how are you? Good. You? Good. No. Do you want that? I guess. You both want that? Sure.
Yep. Okay. That was episode 17 of Oops All Opinions.
Oops All Opinions. Next week will be 18 and we're an adult. Next week.
Finally.
My God, it's about time. Now I can get on a dating app.
Yeah.
So if you want to get on Spotify and maybe others, apologies. If there are polls on other things, let us know. We know they're on Spotify. You can vote. Please vote. We encourage voting to pick the topic for next week. So far we have had two really consistent, really hot people who vote. But we're very open to other people voting, and we'll probably listen to you. So, on there it closes usually Wednesdays, Thursdays,
depends,
whatever, because that's when we record. So hop on there, vote, leave us 5 stars, and give us a little comment. Again, on Spotify, Apple Podcasts.
I think so. I'm not sure. I mean, I put them out there, but I'm not sure.
Okay, love. If you do that, give us 5 stars. You can say whatever you want. But I would love a little comment. If you give us 5 stars and comment, I will read them here. So you can tell us how hot we are. That works.
Yes.
You can tell us that we look young for our age. My dentist did that, and I trust his opinion. He was born to humble me. So that was great. And that might be it. Give us those ratings, reviews, and polls. Please vote. Please vote in every election that's possible, including ours, which is the most important.
Yes.
So, anyway, that has been Oops All Opinions. I am that one chick that is Relax. And if they have opinions that are different than ours, what can they do with them?
Go download Tinder to make yourself feel better. I'm just kidding. Don't do that. Argue with yourself. Argue with your partner before going and doing that shit. All right? Chill out.
Yeah. Oh, you go on Tinder and then your pickup line should be, I've been listening to this new podcast. It's called Oops All Opinions. You should go listen and give them a review and vote and comment, and they'll read it on the podcast. I think that should be everyone's opening line.
And you can put it in your bio.
If you're going to be
number
on Tinder,
one fan
do that.
Of Oops All Opinion. That'd be a really cool one. All right. We're out of here.
All right.
Bye.
Bye-bye.